Enough about self-defense. Learn self-offense.
Strike hard, strike fast, no mercy. Are you worthy enough to become a Cobra Kai? Yes, Sensei. We're going to the cast of Netflix's Cobra Kai for all their worst and best moments. On-set injuries and nasty drink takes weren't strong enough to take them down. Let's do this.
Ready? Let's begin!
Number 1. This on-screen smooch was certainly a least favorite highlight of Mary Mauser and Xolo Maridueña's time in the dojo.
Oh god, I really messed up.
Miguel and Samantha's kiss may have seemed natural and called for to us, but the real kicker is that right before the camera started rolling, Mauser told Xolo that he was like a brother to her.
That is quite possibly the worst thing you could have said.
We'll just say that she may have started a string of unlucky on-screen kisses because when she kissed Tanner Buchanan later on, she apparently passed on to Robbie a dreaded cashew allergy, which unfortunately opened up a whole new aspect about himself that he didn't know about.
I'm also allergic to a lot more things that I was not allergic to before.
Number 2. Hardcore Johnny Lawrence, the Cobra Kai sensei himself, was not a stranger to hardcore injuries on set.
We do not allow weakness in this dojo.
Actor William Zabka was taking the hits during a fight versus the legendary sensei John Kreese, when things started off on the wrong foot. As Zabka sparred, his toe somehow got lodged into his foot. We just have one question for his toe.
Are you in? Or yeah?
He was in horrible pain from the injury, but like a true Cobra Kai, he popped it back in and refused to give up the fight.
All right, I want to really pop. Make it chrome.
Number 3. So we know that you all are diehard fans of the show, but you might not know that Ralph Macchio was about to film The Nastiest Thing.
This is where I almost lost to fear.
Season 4, Episode 2 would have brought us a stomach-twisting scene showing Daniel LaRusso chugging a not-so-appetizing shake. He resisted at first, but brought himself to do the nasty act. Disappointingly, it was out of the final product.
Crazy. That is definitely the word for it.
Number 4. It was too hot for the characters to train Shochu Geiko, or so it seemed.
You guys want to cool off?
The scene was set to shoot on what would appear to be a hot day, but scheduling forced production to settle on a very cold day.
It's real uncomfortable.
Cast members had to sell the weather, so they were dressed in hot temperature attire and even sprayed with water to make sweat.
Could have told us to bring our swimsuits.
And to make matters even more confusing, the following scene had the ensemble in a freezer, but now it's switcheroo time. Now they can relax in the heat.
This heat is brutal.
Okay, so which one is it, Sam? Number 5. It's payback time, baby. For Chozen, that is.
Now let us see how much you really know.
This moment is brought to you by a thing called stretching, which Yuji Okamoto probably should have done before filming.
No! I will get to.
Old age means you have to be careful about the stress you put on your body. High kicks and fast punches can be very risky. Okamoto forgot to realize this and pulled his hamstring. Number 6. We're jumping back to the weather, and this time, there's no hot freezer to save the day.
Hop in.
Thinking of having to film on a cold day? Don't shoot it in the water. But that was not the case for Mauser and Buchanan, who had to film the scene in ice-cold water.
Oh, it's cold.
And once Tanner pulled himself together to jump in, he missed his line.
I actually tensed up, and then by the time I got there, they're like, you need to say something.
That's cool, we guess. We're not yet done with this one.
Oh, jeepers.
On top of the cold, they were bombarded with a literal hurricane.
It was just one of those things where you'd have to be there to see it.
Unfortunately, the actors were given no relief to the nightmare.
Come on, guys, get back up. That was great.
Number 7. Looks like this is just one of many injuries Mary Mauser sustained on set. Luckily, she got away with her face intact on this one.
They sure are.
In this particular scene, we find Samantha and Robbie joining Daniel for a serious conversation, but things only get worse for Sam.
No, this is part of the process.
Yeah, the process.
On top of the almost broken face, Mauser was attacked by bugs. Not those pesky little flies, but angry little yellow jackets. Number 8. Zabka and Macchio reunited with some old friends, and boy does it feel good.
And where'd all that time go?
They got to visit some old campsites and bars from the original films. We're lucky we got some added bonuses as well as some cool fight scenes with Chozen and John Kreese, and some throwback bonding with Tommy.
Let's ride!
Both Zapka and Machio felt great to have them back and loved every scene they had with them. We'll have to wait and see if we get a huge battle of the legends. Wonder who will throw the first punch.
They strike first. We'll pre-strike.
Okay.
Number 9. So this is one of the cast's most memorable scenes. They got to throw punches at school.
Oh, it was so confusing.
For a scene of this size, it took them 4 days to prepare. With how detail-oriented show creators wanted it, it proved to be a tough couple takes. We wish we could say no one was hurt in the process. But guess who? That's right, Mauser gets it again.
Now this was a wild day for me and Peyton.
With all the kicks and punches flying around on set, it has to be hard to block every single one. But it's always that one kick that lands someone in the ER.
I got knocked in the hand. I misplaced my hand to absorb a kick.
Poor Mauser had to go to the hospital over a block gone wrong. In trying to emulate her mentors, she came back the very next day to finish the scene.
My hand is taped, and you can actually, if you pause it, you can see certain shots where my fingers are like taped together.
Number 10. There's no limit as to how far these characters will go to prove a point, even if it means getting rough in fancy attire.
There's a brawl, fisticuff, a squabble.
All it took was Tori saying one not so nice thing to Sam. And we all know she won't back down from a fight. That first kick from Mauser was actually more dynamic than it looks.
We did a lot on the fly this day.
Crew wanted to make sure they could sell the kick from the right angle, so it took a few kicks for them to call it. Hope she stretched those hammies. But hey, the injuries were kept at a minimum. And by minimum, we mean yet another injury for Mauser. This time, a thumb one. She just can't get a break, can she?
I was supposed to actually have hold
grab
of
my
his
wrist.
Yeah.
During this scene, we see them brawling it out by the poolside, and Mauser clutching Robbie's hand in a very strange way.
Give me your outfit. Tore my wrist like this, and I'm like,
So he looks injured.
Number 11, food fight. Not the one you think, but definitely the one we wanted to see from our favorite karate students.
All right. Let's see what you got.
Glad to see all the hard work that Sam and Robbie put in on the balance board paid off. What a scene to remember, and certainly one that many of the stunt doubles would like to forget. Number 12. We're ending things off on a good injury-free note.
Want to go inside?
I could eat.
We get a small piece of nostalgia when Daniel takes Johnny to his old home. And even Johnny is excited about it. He never got to visit in the original films. He had other Johnny-like things to do.
I wasn't in that part of the movie. I was at the fence fight.
What a ride it's been watching our childhood heroes pass down their karate wisdom. Those moments of anguish and pain were enlightened by some great moments of the cast.
It's Cobra Kai.
Never accept defeat.
Surely we can expect more to come from our favorite karate kids. Did you have a favorite on-screen moment? Leave a comment below.